Alright, and here we are back yet again. As you can see, it's still the last season, but as usual, I start here to open our 10 packs to build the deck with that I go into the next season with. So, without further ado, let's just go in here. We have one guaranteed super rare. I'm running a little low on crystals, and I'm not going to buy any more because they're ridiculously expensive, and I don't have money for that. So, let's just crack right into it before we go into the deck and see what we can build, and that looks awful. But who knows? Maybe there's more to this than we can see right now. Pack number 1. Yeah, and like I said in the end of the last episode, there is not going to be... there's not going to be any bot packs because we got to open them because we reached fine. Oh, Plat, a Lunalight Wolf. Okay. I wish these cards were good. I love the synchro bosses from them. Because we got to 5 packs actually in the last one, which I didn't expect, honestly, because in the season before that, that's a cute card. This guy's something that's we only have one Madolcha, so I'm pretty sure we only have one. We have at most 2. Because we did Plat, we did get the 5 packs for the first time. Another Fire King. So the card effect you can transfer from a hand or a spell is activated while this card is on the field. Negate the activation if you do destroy one other fire monster in your hand or face up field. Interesting. We're getting quite a few Fire Kings, and by quite a few I mean this is like number 5. But they have some decent effects. Now, the negate's obviously only really useful if we have way more fire monsters. But it might be worth looking into it if we can have a small Fire King engine. Like, not relying on the negate, like, of this card specifically. But, you know, it's nice to have, I guess. We'll see. Rescue Ace Fire Attacker. Titanic Moth. 2 level 7 monsters. This kind of inflict can detach one of your inflict for each card in the hand. This could be decent if I ever decide to put more Mech Knights back into the deck, because some like the 2 we have are level 7. This can do quite the damage. Goki face turn. I don't know. Neopus, come in. Sky Paladin, Counter Fairy. We are not going to use this. Is this Lightspawn? Okay. Well, pack number 3. Cherries, Iron Cage. Noxious. Is that the battle guy? If you do change the attack damage, this card, then from damage this card cannot be struck by battle. Okay. Not the worst card. Terran Infinity. Okay, it's only banished dinosaur monsters. Not really helpful. Core Transport. Iron Core. UA Signing Gear. Another Book of Moon. A terrible Book of Moon for us, but it's technically a Book of Moon. We have a lot of those. Nothing in here either. Pack number 4. Another Defrag Dragon, Caller, Starlight. Yo, Moon Mirror Shield might actually be really nice for us. Now, in sealed, like, and if you only play sealed, it's a pretty decent card, especially if the power level is still lower. In our format, like where we play sealed, our opponents don't. This is not necessarily that crazy. However, what we struggle with sometimes is beating over bigger monsters. This can help us do that. So this is actually not that bad. And Magispectre Cat. We have like 7 of those. That's Tribune Dragon Monster, and then I go 2 cards and destroy them. That's pretty good. So if I build the deck around Mighty Muddragon and trying to get on a Blue Eyes Tyrant, I want to put in some more dragons, and this might actually be pretty good then. Well, pretty good for a trap card. Yeah, let's head on to the next pack. Okay, nothing guaranteed here. Oh, there we go. We are never going to summon this. We are already having trouble making level like rank 6 cards anyway, and this needs rank like level 6 spellcasters? No way. Another battling boxer, switch hitter. In this kind of summon, you can target one battling boxer monster and you grab it to summon it. You cannot special summon monsters like activate this except well now. You cannot special summon any monster during the turn, activate this effect except battle monster. Okay. Now, the first effect is neat if we have some more battling boxers. The second effect is a little troublesome in a deck like ours. Another Gradle Trap. Another Resonator that is not one of the good ones. This one from the graveyard. It's a zombie. Interesting. Activate that well controller co-linked monster negate the activation. That is probably never going to happen. Or not never, but rarely going to happen. Deck number 6. Another Glad Beast. Aromager number 2 or 3. Evolution Lab, Altergeist, and Xyz Remora. Those are confirmed by attaching tools from monsters you control when summoned this way. Can attack, charge battle position there, yada yada yada. Cannot be used for materials for an Xyz X of a water monster. That's actually useful for our water deck. The cost is basically irrelevant. This can make a rank 4 that needs 3 materials. We have a few water Xyz that are pretty good. Yeah, if I go back into the water deck, this is probably going to be in it. The rest, not so much. Let's get into the next pack. Number 7. Well, it's a guaranteed one. Gen X Army. Another Predator Plant. We have a few of those as well. Unfortunately, we have like one of the fusion dragons, but it's like one that needs other fusion monsters to fusion summon, so that's probably not really going to happen. A Stellar Knight card. But it's an equipped card. That's not very good. Another Blackwing. What is this? Once per chain, when your opponent activates a card effect, you can special summon Horus monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. Actually, we do have one. We have one Horus monster, I'm pretty sure. But it's the one. Oh, it's not a useful one. I mean, none of them are useful on their own, I guess. But yeah, let's see what our super rare is. Rampaging Smash Tank Rhino Saber. It's a level 7. You can discard any number of cards. This card gains 7 attacks for each card discarded. Okay. It's like a battle. You can send this card to the graveyard. So level equals 7. Huh. That might actually be interesting if we go more into the synchro thing. We can make this with, you know, one Speedroid and Red Eye dice. The effect can out some stronger monsters if we have cards in hand, that is. Not the worst. Not the worst. And that's all I'm here for. Not the worst. The worst. Next pack, number 8. Another Iron Core. Another Brother Out of Firefist. Cubic Seed. Isn't that the really good one? The really good one in the seed environment. Opponents once you can place this card for your spell, and if you do, place 1 cubic on a monster. If this card is free as a continuous spell. Yeah, this is really good. This definitely goes in the deck. Just because we can just annoy our opponent into surrendering, maybe. But no, so monster with a cubic counter cannot attack and also negate the effects. And, you know, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. So it's a wall that can also negate our opponent's cards. Now, this will get destroyed by card effect at some point. But if it negates one stronger monster, worth it. And it's a 0/0 Fiend. We have ways to get this from the deck, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, not the worst. Send one synchro monster from your hand, target one other card you destroy it, and if you disperse one. Synchro monster with different origin. I don't even know if you have synchron monsters. But Cubic Seed, I take it. Pack number 9. Snipe Hunter's pretty good. Snipe Hunter's pretty good. That almost certainly goes into the deck as well. The Trap Tricks, Gargaramancer, Brand Crawler, Decode Destruction. Target one Decode Joker you control. Yeah. I think putting this in just for the one Decode Joker we have, unless we go into more in the cyber stuff. Though, they're all Code Talkers, but they're not Decode Talker. So this is just too specific. Oh, Settlement, another card Kadi. Yeah, Settlement Grade Gift, maybe if we have a bunch of Settlement Grades that would be used in our cyber stack, but I'm not entirely sure. Now this has a guaranteed SR. It should have at least. Another Red Eye Dice, not bad. Dust on Roller. Gaia the PSN, oh my god. Oh, look at this! Another Code Talker. That's pretty good. Wait, what? Okay. The links are a bit... The arrows are a bit awkward for this effect. Just... to just be useful. Unless we obviously summon this into a zone and other link monster points. We opened 10 packs and got 3 super rares. You know, I would say I'm surprised, but if you've seen the pulls and the whole, like, from the very beginning, my pack luck is terrible. It is on this account, it's on my main account. But, you know, what can you do? There are some cards in here that might be useful for like more specific decks, but stuff like Snipe Hunter is of course very good. Another Red Eye Dice is pretty neat. And Code Talker Inverted is actually decent for cyber stuff, if that ever comes together. And of course Cubic Seed. And Moonmirror Shield. That's like the outliers, I think. Other than that, it's pretty terrible. We opened 2 master packs. One of them is the Heraldry pack. That's brutal. But I mean, in the end of the last episode, we got Enemy Controller and Mystical Space Typhoon, which are pretty good. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you with how much I hate these pulls, except like 5 cards. So I'll see you in the deck. And since I haven't built it yet, even I don't know what I'll talk about. So see you then. Alright, and here we are on the deck, and it's been quite a while. That's also why I'm the first episode this season should have come out. I didn't upload anything because I just didn't have the time or brain capacity to record something on like the one day I had to do that. So the first episode is a bit delayed, like this one, and you know, I think it's going to be fine. I hope. Anyway, here we are in the deck. I thought about building some stuff with like dragons, and looked at our worms specifically, but the problem, as usual, is, well, the dragon problem is we have a lot of dragons. However, none of them really do anything with each other, for the most part. And even if we have them, it's really hard to make them work because we don't have a win condition. That is usually the problem I have right now. And I'm also noticing something right now that I forgot to add. Anyway, so yeah, this is the deck. Let me just put Snipe Hunter in here real quick. We're at 41, whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's the spirit is basically the same as last time. However, I changed around a few cards and put a lot more synchros in here. And of course, because of that, some tuners. I also added Nemesis Umbrella back. I replaced our Menko with Hostels. Because with Menko, our opponent has to attack me, and then I can special summon Menko. Otherwise, I'd have to summon Menko and then Red Eye Dice. However, now if we get Red Eye Dice and Hostels, I can just summon Hostels, summon Red Eye Dice, and then make a 6. Well, we don't have a 7 or an 8. Or rather a 7 or lower. So I can't make that. However, we can make a 6. Specifically Mighty Muddragon. And go from there. Our Synchro pool is not that great. But I will definitely add some more cards later on. And if we have any other monster on the field, because of the level modulation of Red Eye Dice, we have a relatively easy time to make our Crocodile. I also added Ahara. We pulled that as well. This is a tuner, but mostly used to just, have special summon. We don't really have anything we can make with this, because we don't have any level 5s. And the level 10 or level 9s and the level 10s we can't make anyway. So this being a tuner is not really that impactful unless we get like 2 monsters on the field that we can use as non-tuners. I also did Broomy. This allows us, if we have another level 4, to special summon this Synchro monster, specifically Mighty Muddragon in this case. I should probably put in Starlion again. But my goal really is to get our Tyrant Dragon. Even though we don't have really that many dragons. The dragon I did add is Chaos. Because my thinking is, we have a few level 4s we can special summon. Even if it's lucky or not, sometimes it's just Mothman luck. But what we can do is, if we get Chaos and another, like a level 2, like Flag, on the field, we can make Lewin. Lewin can equip Chaos, and Chaos can then special summon itself. Now, the problem there being that Lewin and Chaos are tuners. However, if we have any other level 4, we can use Lewin and the other level 4 to make this guy. And yeah, he's back, he's big, he has negates. So this is really experimental, and as I always say, I suck at deck building. Especially if you get so many cards over such a long span of time, it's really hard to know what you have, especially since there are cards mixed in that I technically can't use, and if I do have any in the deck, I'm sorry, but it's really hard to keep track of this. Anyway, yeah, Snipe Hunter, we pulled that card. It's just it's removal. And, obviously we have to get a bit lucky, but sometimes it, can be enough. Now, Phantom Skyblaster is basically just a rank 4. We can summon this, then we control at least one monster. We can special summon a Skyblaster token. And then we can, make Utopia Rising and Utopia Lightning. Close out a game maybe. Or Cowboy, something like that. It's just, it's 2 things on the field. As long as it doesn't specify that I can't use tokens, I should be fine. Jugglers do the same. I put in Super Agent. We can either special summon this if we get lucky, or if we have Tough as well, we can, look... we can use Tough to check what's on top of the deck, or we can use Super Agent to look what's on top of the deck and then use the other one to use the effect. Mini Malian is in the deck. The reason being... this is a special summon, right? The second effect is not even that important. I don't think I will ever use it. But the first effect, basically, if we have Minimalin in the hand and one of our Nemesis cards, we can banish another monster, special summon this, use our Nemesis to shuffle back the banished card, and then summon this. That's 2 special summons. So we can basically instantly go into a Link 3 or Link 2 and something else. Or if we have a tuner, we can make a Synchro monster. So, I mean, Minimalin, Flag, and Chaos would be a level 10, for example, because cows can be used as level 2 or 4. What else do we have that is new? Gadala is back in the deck. Moon Mirror Shield is here. I was debating if I put it in. I think it can be pretty useful just to beat over stuff that we usually can't, because our high end is not that great. Also, if we have an Eschatos and equip Moon Mirror Shield, Eschatos can basically not be destroyed by battle or by card effect. Because if it battles, if Eschatos battles, we always get plus 100 to whatever our opponent has. Then obviously MST is in the deck. It's one of the best removals we can get. Like, you know, single removals we can get. I removed one of the smashing rounds for it, because we rarely use it. And I think one is still good because it is removal in the end. 2 Book of Moons, our enemy controller, usually used to change the battle position to beat over something that's too big in attack, or do damage if something is in defense. If we face a staller or something. But we can also just take control of a monster and, you know, do something with that. Link it off or something. Trap-wise, nothing has changed. That we didn't really get any relevant traps that I want to put in. But I also don't really want to cut anything. And now with, you know, some more spells, hopefully Curse Seal of the Forbidden Spell will be a little more useful. Then for the extra deck, we have Tyrant Dragon in here because of Mighty Mud Dragon. This will probably almost never come up, but if it does, Tyrant Dragon is just 3400 unaffected by traps and can attack all opponent's monsters at the same time. And technically, we can recycle traps from the graveyard. Again, I don't know if I'll summon this. I'll try. But the trap recycling effect really, I don't care. Lewin, again, if we summon this with cows and then have another level 4 we can summon, we can just go into our level 10. And the benefit of this, instead of just using cows and then, you know, special summonable level 6, like Long One or something, is that we have one more Dragoonity in the graveyard as well. Because we need Dragoonities in the graveyard to negate monster effects with this guy. Then our Croco Dragon, you know him, we love him, gets 500 attack and defense for each card in our hand. If we synchro him, we can draw up to the number of non-tuners used. Usually that's going to be 2. And quick effect, we can discard cards and target on the card on field and destroy it. Very versatile card. Then our Dragoonity Knight again, it's 3300. Monster negate for Dragoonities in our graveyard. If it destroys something, we can banish that card. And if it's destroyed by opponent's card, I can destroy all spell and trap cards our opponent controls. That will probably never come out. Cowboy is still in the deck. Our Xyz has basically not changed. I removed some stuff from the extra deck, obviously. Then our Link Monsters, Monk. Because, you know, to get our worms in the graveyard. Pit Knight early, something we also pulled last time. Comes back during the end phase every time if it's destroyed by battle or card effect. And if it points to an effect monster, I can make the attack 0. Like if it wants to activate effect, we can make the attack 0 and negate the effect. This obviously requires decent placement for the link arrows, but it's a link 2, it's pretty good. Yeah, the other Stunner, Triple Burst, and Nightmare Griffin are the same as before. And before I go into the rules, because this is the deck I'm going to go with, this is also not 8, this is 9. If we go here, no, that's the wrong button. If we go here, I also changed the water deck a little bit. We got Legendary Ocean, Moon Mutual is also in here. So is MST and Enemy Controller. Not much has changed. However, I put in one more tuner really. Our Glacier Beast Polar Penguin. This can be special summoned by Hammer Shark, for example. Returns a monster or opponent to the hand. It's a level 3. Podaris I can send one face-up Umi, which Legendary Ocean is always treated as Umi, to the graveyard and destroy 2 cards of my opponent controls. Electro Jellyfish has a negate when I have Umi on the field for spells. And other than that, our extra deck was a bit modified. I have White Aura Monoceros in here. I can special summon a card from my graveyard and resummon it. And if it's destroyed, I can manage another water monster and special summon this. As a tuner, the tuner part doesn't matter. Unless we get a level 2 on the field. Then Crocodile, of course, in here. We do have Buster Shark and Right Hand Shark, so I do have Crooked Cook in here. I'm not proud of it, but if it can buy us time to get to a win con, I'm fine, you know. Then Rising, Kovos, and Lightning. Panther stack for Pierce, early again, and the rest is the same. I have Decode Talker in here for some reason. I don't know. I needed to fill up the extra deck, I guess. So yeah, I'm not going to use this today. But I might try it out the next time. Yeah, let's get on to the duels. Alright. Could be worse, could be better. We are going second, though. Let's see. If this is Malice, this duel doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Alright, we are going second. We have Phantom Skyblaster in the hand, which is good because I do want to try this. If we even get there, that is. Our opponent had like 500 titles. Okay. That's probably Malice then? Yes, so we're not getting to try that. Something tells me that might be a bot, but I can't be sure, so. The hand is not great, though. I will say that. Let's start with MST and Barumi in the fence. Yeah, I'm not talking much because I don't know if this is a bot or not. And there's nothing really to say because I'm actually waiting for effects to resolve, which takes quite a long time right now. That is confusing. Bots usually don't surrender, but I don't know what just happened. So I'm not sure if I should count this as a bot or not. Okay, I think how I'll do this, because this is really hard to make sure. Let's just say that if an opponent surrenders, it doesn't count as a bot. If the timer runs out, because why would a bot surrender, right? That doesn't make any sense. If the timer runs out, then or I win or I lose. But when I lose, I don't get a pack. If the timer runs out or I win against the bot, then I'll save the pack, but I can't be sure. If this happens too often, I might change this. But for now, let's just open a pack. Alright, instead of opening a pack, I decided to check the deck, because it usually tells you what's going on. And looking at this deck, they opened the Ryzeal selection pack, because they have Speedroids, 6Ams, Ryzeals and stuff in there. That's usually how bots build the deck, especially since they don't have 15 cards in the extra deck. So, I said I will open the pack because we can't be sure, but I guess bots surrender now. So, this will be the first bot pack. I'm not going to open a pack because this deck tells me this was almost certainly a bot. Let's get to the next one. Going second. That's not terrible with Mechanite in the hand. Mayakashi. Well, that's a first. They might lock me out of special summoning at all, which would be a little problematic. Aki not being once per turn or something sure is a thing, huh? But it's a Mayakashi. I don't think I should be too worried about that specifically. Now, you given it the absolute whatever. Maybe. Why would you look at that? Let's call monster. Yeah, no way. Do we still get to reveal? Yes, okay. That's neat. Okay. Well, I can still activate Super Agent because... Oh, Puff, because I know what this card is. Well, they take no damage this turn, so... This may become a problem. This only comes back if a Mayakashi, yeah. Wait, what? Let's just Torrential here, because they don't have any cards in hand. What? Which? They can activate some cards in the graveyard. Okay. A Broomy. The problem is we wouldn't be able to attack. No, we can attack with Synchro Monsters. Right. Well, let's try this again. Let's call monster card. Doesn't matter if it works or not. Oh. I don't want to do this. I can just summon Broomy, right? And then... Yeah, let's do this. Let's summon Broomy. They have something they can do. What can they activate on my turn? I can make Muddy Muttering, that's hilarious. We are not going to, though. Going to make early. Set Moon Mirror Shield, and then special summon our Mech Knight, Red Moon. So, we know they draw a monster, so this could very well go very wrong. Yeah. What we could have done is banish one of them, summon... I mean, we didn't have a dragon, unfortunately, otherwise I would have made Tyrant, I guess. Ah, we don't have a worm. That's unfortunate. Okay. So, let's summon you. Activate Moon Mirror Shield on you. Honestly, I mean, I don't win this either way. So what if... Okay, I need to check this. What did I reveal? Okay, so we do... Okay. Doesn't matter. It's when it's in the graveyard except the turn was sent there, so triple burst wouldn't really make a difference. Oh! It would have made a difference. Okay, that's my bad. We would have won that if I made triple burst, actually. Because they have 0 defense. But they can activate something, so... maybe not. Okay. Let's go for a little bit of a risk. Because they can activate effects on Graveback. If they special summon one of them, they need to special summon it in Nightmare Griffin's column. And then when they summon something else, they can activate the effect of that card. Yeah, I misplayed that. We should have won this if they can't stop me from dealing lethal with triple burst. If I used Pit Knight early and then attacked over it with triple burst instead of using the Moon Mirror Shield for some reason. Right, this is not special summon. Yeah, I threw this game. Unless we can... I mean, if we can get Long One on the field, there might be a chance, because then we can burn him for 1200, but... I think the only win con we have is either they have something on the field we can hit over, or... Man, really? Or we burn them. I realized this only also works when they have a Link monster, right? Man, this turns out to be quite the useless card. For this situation, of course. What, are you going to make a level 13 synchro? Oh, they're just gonna beat me now. That also might be possible. Yeah, I'm dead. That's hilarious. Ah, that's so dumb. I misplayed so bad. All right. Okay. Activate Broomy. This is a 2. This is a 5. Umbrella. We summon a Broomy. Banish you. Then we summon Snipe Hunter. And make Muddy Mudragon in defense position. We have a Spellcaster, Fiend. Okay. Activate Flag. It is so stupid. What? Why can I not make Tyrant Ring? Oh, right. Right. Can't special summon in general from the extra deck except Synchro monsters. All right. What is happening? Is this like some weird self-decay deck? I'm not counting this as a bot. Those plays were way too quick. But like, what? And what pick is this even in? Also, they have sleeves and stuff, so... I don't know what's going on. This might be self-decay, but why? That's actually hilarious, except that I don't have a third monster. Well, after misplaying against Mayakashi and losing the duel because of that, probably, and only facing Malice and Ryziel so far, we won a duel against a really strange person. Anyway, this, going by how quick the plays were, this was not a bot. Just someone who really wanted to lose, I guess. So let's open the first pack of this season, technically. The first winning pack of the season. And here's the pack. Let's open up. Aroma Healing. Contrast two Master Monsters. Search summon, yeah, right. Okay. Well. Once per turn, you can target one to confirm the get effect. Wow. That's neat, but probably not going to summon that. A Bujingi card. Another Cyber Link monster that's not called Code Talker or something himself. Interesting. Lilybot. What do you do? You can target one Orbital 7 in your graveyard. We have Orbital 7 and Naga. During the end phase, change this face up. I mean, this is neat to put in defense, I guess. Some this way. This cannot be this link material except for link some of Dinosaur Monster. But it's a tuner. And it's a level 2 tuner. So technically, we can special summon this from hand, summon a level 4, and then go into a level 6 synchro. And this only locks us out of link summoning except Dino Wrestlers. Interesting. Yeah, that's an Aroma card. We do not have that many. And Talkback Lancer maybe in the Cybers. Should we run other Cybers monster target in your graveyard? Different original name from that monster. Yeah, I guess we can recycle a Link monster. Like, have a Decode Talker in the graveyard because of something. Summon this. Tribute another one. Summon back Decode Talker and then use Decode Talker on this to make a Link 4, I guess. Something like this. Yeah. So, because this is the first episode of the season and we opened packs in the beginning, I will go for one more pack and that's it for this episode. And then we go for like more packs obviously in the next few. But since, you know, the deck profile stuff and the 10 in the beginning take a bit of time as well, one more pack is going to be it for this one. So let's see how long it'll take to get this. Alright. Turns out Skyblaster cannot make rank 4s for some reason. At least not the ones I have, so I threw it out of the deck. Neither the card itself nor the token mentions that, so... And I couldn't even make Link 2s, which I might have only... yeah, I need effect monsters for those. So yeah, Skyblaster, gone. And this is maybe a bot, so you'll see that now. Or not, when it's not a bot. But it's most likely one. That's weird. Aha! Well, would you look at that? What do I spy with my little eye? You better not ash me now. Oh. That's fine. let's see. Them having Max C makes me think it might not be a bot, but the 7 cards in the extra deck are a little suspicious. What, are you summoning a Mech Knight now? What? I'm just gonna activate this because I don't know what this is. True Light. What is happening? I really don't want to give him a draw, so. I'm so confused. If this is just a constructed Blue Eyes deck, I'm not counting this as a bot. This might just be the structure deck, which is why it's 7 cards. But, like, what? I feel bad if I don't count this as a bot. But at the same time, I don't know what's going on. Ah. Well, we have a bunch of stuff we can do to stop stuff happening. Like, we can activate Sword Soul Sinister Soul's Sovereign. Sword Soul Sinister Soul, that will be a name. Twice, and then, you know, bye. Like this. Bye. I think this is the structure deck. But the structure deck has like... does it have 7 cards? Okay, this was definitely not a bot. I feel like... I will check the deck, but I think they had like one structure deck and then just bricked completely. That's probably also why they said True Light. Anyway, that means... So, I'll check the deck. If it is just a structure deck, I will open a pack. If it's not the structure deck and some random stuff, which is unlikely considering the amount of blue I said, then I will do another duel. However, again, most likely this is not a bot, just someone who uses the normal, like the base structure deck for blue eyes. So I'll probably see you in the pack. If not, I'll see you in the duel. You will find out now. Alright, since this is the end of the episode, here are our legacy packs. Only 6 this time. Again, the dueling part for the first episode is always a bit shorter because of the beginning. But I can confirm it was the structure deck. The extra deck had 7 cards in them because there was a starter string and the hieratic Xyz, the rank 8. So they put in some extra deck cards. And some cards from the dragon starter deck was in there. So I'm pretty sure this wasn't a bot, just someone who rigged on their one structure deck thing. So let's open these packs. See what we can get. World Legacy Cliffhanger. Gigantic Castle. Now that is a card. It's not. I'm not. Oh my god, we got a second Mystical Space Typhoon. That is so good. That is so good. Holy shit. Okay, that's a good start for the season, honestly. Avram, it's a 2k BW, we're not going to use it, but probably. And another shiny Black Sea Squatter, if we do go into insects, and does this negate all effective? Okay, that's a bit awkward. Shuffle almonds on the field and then go into the decks. For the rest of the turn of this card, near play can links. Wait, what? When an attack is declared involving two link... Oh, okay. Involving two link monsters. I was like, involving a link 2 monster? That seems crazy for that. Yeah, nothing in here. I mean, World Legacy Cliffhanger seems interesting, but we are not facing that many decks where link monsters battle, really. But MST is a huge pickup. Shiny Black Sea Squatter is potential if I try to build an insect or plant, insect plant deck or just insect deck. But MST is crazy. It's the second one at that. So yeah, that's already a good start in the season, but we still have one master pack to go. Alright, here's the master pack. Now, this doesn't look as exciting. However, we got MST already, a second MST. So, I'm not too bummed about this pack, if there's nothing in here. Okay, a second of these. Okay, for Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep, Cross Sheep is a good card. I don't know if you can actually utilize this in any decent way. Because the one thing we can realistically make are Synchros and Xyz. And we really want to fusion summon with Cross Sheep. Yeah, but I mean, if we do get to some fusion stuff or even ritual stuff, Cross Sheep is definitely a good pickup. I mean, I do want to play rituals at some point after all. Right, Krakon, we have that, and we have that. And oh, the second Sky Striker Link monster. We have one of them, I forgot which one. If we can get Kagari, I will put Sky Striker stuff in the deck. We do have one Engage and a bunch of other Sky Striker spells. So yeah, not bad actually. I mean, it's not great for us right now, but in total it's not bad. And with the second MST pull, I think this is a pretty successful first episode. The duels were kind of awful. It's a lot of Malice and Ryzel right now. But we'll see how the season develops. So with that being said, that's it for me for this episode. I'm sorry that I missed one, but it was really weird on the timing for me. But I should be able, unless I do like Sunday longer episode, I don't know. I'll try to do the normal schedule for these until I do something else. But, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So I'll try, but I can't promise. I will promise the weekend episode though. So with that being said, I wish you a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, whatever. Hope you enjoyed. I kinda did, certainly. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.